All right, family, how y'all doing? It's good to be back. Good to see y'all. Welcome back to another installment of When the Pastor Has Questions. And I'm just glad to be back with y'all. Thanks for rocking with me and getting on in here, having a little talk. I do believe I put the link in the description just to build on the conversation. Otherwise, I shall not be long on tonight. But I want to say thank you to everyone that's been subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are over 200 subscribers now. That was a goal, and now we're keeping it moving right on to the next goal. So y'all continue to share the videos, continue to hit the like button on the videos. Y'all hit that subscribe button because that is very important for me building this platform. And to continue, y'all know. So the reason I thought about this topic tonight, I thought it'd be interesting. Miracles, do they really happen? Yeah, and that's a serious question for believers and non-believers. I'm asking a serious question. Now, this question came about. I've been listening to, and I'm almost finished listening to a debate between Dr. Mike Icona and Dr. Bart Ehrman concerning the resurrection. Did the resurrection really happen? Mike Icona, who is a Christian apologist, of course, he affirms that the resurrection happened. And Bart Ehrman, who is an agnostic, I believe, now complete an atheist scholar, who says that no, you cannot historically prove a resurrection. Mike believes that you can historically prove that the resurrection happened. The only thing is that Mike uses the supernatural. Peace, Joanne. Good to see y'all in here. Mike invokes the supernatural. Like he has this appeal to the supernatural that is part of his argument. Now, I'm gonna probably have to do a debate review much later because I do think this was a excellent debate. And I think to get access to it, I think you may have to actually pay for it. I don't think it's out there on the internet or otherwise for you to just witness. You have to pay to listen to this particular debate. Siri, nobody talking to you. Okay, so miracles only happen to humans because humans are easily impressed. Interesting thought. Interesting thought. That makes some sense. So here's the thing. I want to put up some quotes up there and put some quotes up from one from Carl Sagan. Y'all will probably know it very well. Let me see if I can put it up on the screen here. Let's see. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Now, here's the thing about the resurrection, y'all. Not gonna make it just exclusively about the resurrection, but obviously that's the most important one because if the resurrection didn't happen, then yeah, it's all in vain, right? But yeah, the resurrection is an extraordinary claim. Believer, non-believer, whatever you are, I would think we would all agree that claiming that an individual was crucified, okay, and died in that condition, okay, um, and supposedly was raised to life, that this is an extraordinary claim, right? Now, it would make sense since that's not normally what happens. People that are dead usually they tend to stay dead, right? We're not talking about near death experience because that's just near death, right? Near death. I'm talking about whatever it is when you're really gone. That's the claim of Christianity. Jesus was gone, and he came all the way back. Okay, that's the resurrection uh, claim. So, and it's an extraordinary claim, but do they have extraordinary evidence for that claim? What type of evidence is had? So I wanted to just ask a general question because that now thinking about that is what got me here. But I wanted to ask that general question. These miracles, do they happen, or how do you talk with the individuals in your family about these miracles? And if you're one of the people, I have just a couple questions. Just a couple questions. If you believe that the miracles do happen, I want you to ask yourself an honest why. Why do I believe that they happen? Now, if you're honest, you ask yourself the question, why do you believe that the miracles happen? Now you got to construct that. You got to deconstruct that. You got to be honest with yourself. Is it because some people you love and trust, your mother, your father, grandma, granddad, whatever, because they told you this stuff is true, and then because they believe it, is that why? You got to be honest with yourself. Is that why you believe that this individual did things such as walk on water, okay, and heal the blind, okay, raise other people from the dead, okay? If you believe these things, why do you believe? What evidence has led you to that conclusion? What evidence? Okay, why do you believe? Don't just simply throw it out there, and the louder you, just because you say you feel it, and the louder you say it doesn't make it true. You really got, I want people to really soak in and ask themselves that question. Now let's give a definition. Let's give that. What is a miracle? Okay, because everything we look at and see happen may not be a miracle. So what is a miracle? Let me try to give. I'm gonna try to give real definition so we can stay on track here. Okay, so a miracle, a surprising, and I got these right off of Google so we can be clear about what we're talking about. A surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Bruh, if you're real, get to the truth. You promoted what you're denouncing. Peter Hunter, I don't know who you are, but you can come on and talk to me, Peter. Click the link and come on and talk to me. He's saying, I'm gonna just put on screen what he's saying, bro. If you're real, get to the truth. You promoted what you're denouncing, Peter. So everybody can see that comment. You are invited. If you want to come on here and tell me what the heck you talking about, I need to make sure I understand your statements, but I'll leave that there. Brenda Tucker. But okay, come on here, Peter, and talk to me. Yeah, I know who you, I don't know really who you are, but I know your sister. Yeah, I know. All right, so maybe Peter, you'll come on here and talk, and then you can maybe, yeah, I don't understand exactly where you're going with that, but you do know people. When you know better, you do better. When you learn more, you might change your mind about things, right? I'm gonna ask you, Peter, have you ever changed your mind after finding out something better? Maybe you did, and maybe you didn't. I don't know. But you're welcome to come on, click the link. And a matter of fact, let me put the link in the chat. Anybody's welcome. All are welcome tonight. And like I said, I shall not hold you long unless there's good participation and conversation going. I'm gonna put that link there, Peter, if you would like to come on and chat about that. Okay, so a miracle, a surprising. Did y'all get that? This is the definition of a miracle: a surprising and welcome event that is not explicable. You can't explain this by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be a work of the divine. So because you can explain it, by default it is the work of a divine agency. That's what, the common definition of miracle is. That's the common definition of miracle. Now, this is what happens with religious folk most times. Once the argument backs them into a wall and they're trying to prove Jesus rose from the dead, they're trying to prove uh that, I don't know, God sent fire from heaven. They're trying to prove this stuff. When this is how you know their back is on the wall. The moment they invoke the supernatural. When they say, okay, this is possible because the supernatural or whatever it is. I'm here to ask how, if you're a religious person and you believe you can do that, how is that any different? Not only from just any other religion that makes claims that are similar to Christianity, but how is it that you hold up? How is it that you are making this argument? Okay. You are making this particular argument built on imagination. You are asserting it had to happen because you believe it happened. When they do that, when they say because God, you know that's it. That's the last one. There really isn't much more to say at that point because you could never go further than the person's imagination. And that's really what you're up against at that point. The imagination. Let me see to come. The unexplainable does happen, but that in no way means God or Jesus did. That's Let me put that comment up there. The unexplainable happens every day, y'all. And that's a good quote. I'm glad. Thanks, Bishop, for putting that in there because it does happen. But you cannot call on a so-called God of the gaps and say, well, because I can't explain it, God. There were things that the ancient people before us would not have been able to explain that we are doing today just by our technology. But we know it's not a divine thing, it's just simply an advancement in technology. Like, oh man, no way. Let me see. Is masonry a part? Oh, I see where you going, Peter. Peter, why don't you really should come on here and talk to me. I see where you going. So, Peter, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna engage with you by text while I'm up here doing my live like this. Peter, if you want to come talk to me, I put the link. I will put it again, and everybody can see whether or not I'm doing this justice by allowing and inviting Peter on. Okay, the unexplainable does happen, but that in no way means God or Jesus did it. There we go. All right, Bishop. So absolutely, you cannot. And if you think about it, there is nothing on the religious side. Think about this real. I want my religious folk to think about this real hard. The moment you look at a Bible text and it may be something you don't understand, doesn't make sense to you, but your belief tells you this is because it's of something supernatural or something. Did I give the definition of supernatural? I don't think I gave y'all the definition of supernatural. Let me read the definition of that. Um, of a manifestation or event. Okay, a manifestation or an event attributed to some force beyond scientific understanding or the laws of nature. Okay, that's supernatural. It goes beyond that. Okay, beyond the scientific understanding or the laws of nature. Okay, now when you do this for the past, you got a whole lot of bridges to cross. You can't really do it. But I'm just gonna say, okay, let's just deal with this. Let's just make this a simple thing. If you don't know and you say supernatural God being, that makes whatever you want to believe possible. And I mean, to me, that sounds absurd. To me, that's enough right there. I don't know how that sounds to y'all, but that sounds absurd to me. Let me see. I have experience, let me see, where I have communicated with someone and I was very close to without speaking to them. Can't explain it. So I mean, you know what I say about that, Texas Goddess? There are some things that we can't explain, don't know, but it doesn't make it supernatural. Because one of the things that happens in science is that science may not be able to explain a thing today, and then things get worked out, and then we understand it later. There is a theory talked about, I can't remember the name, I just came across this knowledge like a couple of days ago, a theory about how telepathy could be possible. It's not very popular, but there is a theory on that. And let's say that that thing proved to make sense, and it worked out. I think that's plausible, that it would be something um that science wouldn't be able to not only not explain. It has to be something, when it's supernatural, a force beyond scientific understanding, meaning science could never understand it, science could never explain it, because it's beyond. If it's beyond scientific understanding, if it's beyond the laws of nature, then using science to try to get it will never work. You just can't. Now, and some I can hear the believers probably right now saying, yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Science will never work, because that what we're saying on the other side, at least in the Christian religion, it is the believer's job to give an answer for the reason of the hope that is within you with meekness and fear. It is the believer's job to go into all the world and preach the gospel. Okay. They have to be evangelistic. So you have to go and you have to be actively trying to recruit people. The thing about it is that when you come across thinking people, they're going to ask you questions. And at some point in the questioning, you will be backed into a corner where you have to only say or admit, I believe a thing. I can't show it. I can't prove it. I simply believe it. And then that's even okay. It's not a problem that you simply believe it. I think now my conversation and my interests have evolved into understanding the reasons why a person believes it. Why you believe it. Okay, so why do you believe it? What are the reasons you have arrived at your place currently? Okay, let's see. No such thing as supernatural. Sutek always says, maybe science and if excuse me, maybe science in the future will be able to measure up that type of energy. Possibly. You are a great orator, bro. I think you are still doing what you say. Peter, hey man, you can come on. Like I said, Peter, come on here and talk with me. I don't mind breaking up the what my live is about to share my story. I might even do that before I get out of here, because whenever this happens, whenever I have people that knew me from the time when I was being a preacher and preaching, did Peter, I'm gonna say, let me just say this. I'm gonna say thanks for coming on here. And because some people think that you were fake, okay, when you're not religious anymore, they think that, oh well, you never were for real about it. I was just talking to somebody else about this. Oh, I was the real deal. That's really what I believed and was into, and now here I am. So I really wish also, Peter, that those of you that knew me and knew how serious I was about the Bible and Christianity, and those of you that knew me and praised me for being a great teacher, for encouraging y'all to ask questions. All right, do me this favor. Ask yourself, what 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 would do that? Did that transformation happen overnight? Is Taylor just tripping? Is he out of his mind? You know, dude, let's get in there. Ask yourself that question because I'm still the same person, man. Got the same character. I'm the same guy, but I know something else now. I know something different. I have a realization. So I'll say that respectably to you. So I say thank you, Peter, for that compliment. In that sense, and then you say, I think you are still doing what you say you are no longer a part of, misleading people. Okay, well, you think I'm misleading people? I'm encouraging people to ask themselves certain questions, and I'm gonna move on with my specific question. But you're still welcome to come on. Anybody's welcome to come on. Because I believe I put that link in there. I hope it worked, y'all. Put the link in the chat. Y'all need me to do it one last time or one more time. This is a link if you want to come on and have a conversation with me about this. So moving on. Do you think in these conversations, this was some of the questions I wanted to ask y'all tonight, to ask for or people that will see this video, to ask yourself and to ask your family, ask them this. Do you all think and when an appeal to the supernatural should be allowed when trying to find the truth? Okay. If you're asking about a event or did something happen? Okay, did this take place? All right. So and somebody affirms, yeah, he really did get up from the grave. Okay. How? How did that happen? It's never happened before. So what do you what how did he raise from the grave? We got up bodily in a real body. Okay. All right. Why would you believe that when that never happens? Now, see that question I just asked? Why would you believe? Pay attention to how I'm asking that question. Why would you believe, okay, that he rose from the grave? Why do you believe that? Think about that. Let that marinate. Yeah, it's not as easy as you think. It's not as deep, but it is a good question, yet simple. Why would you believe? You have to already presuppose there is an all powerful being, okay, outside of time, space, and matter, because he doesn't have to obey nature in order to perform these miraculous acts that somehow certain humans witness and get to say, "Oh man, that's a miracle and it's supernatural." There are things happening all the time that we can explain. That does not make it supernatural. In matter of fact, in order for you to know it's supernatural, you kind of would need a maybe some kind of test before you could really affirm that, right? To say, oh, we know it's supernatural because according to all laws and all possible whatevers, our knowledge of the complete universe. You'd have to have the knowledge of the complete universe. Okay, you know it all before you are so you're able to say that right there is supernatural because I know everything and that ain't part of the everything that I know. So the event that took place is supernatural. When you know good and well, you don't know everything. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe what's up, Grace? Peace, love, and light. Let me see here. I don't know if right. Do y'all get what I'm saying there? You can't. All right. So number two. Why do you believe your miracles over other claimed miracles? There are other religions that say the same, have the same, if not better, attestation or attested to in a better way. They got more witnesses or closer to the events, okay, or eyewitness being writing at the time of the events, actual events. Okay, we have other people talking. Why do you believe that only the miracles of the Bible? Why do you believe only those? Okay, why 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 don't you believe some of the other so-called miracles of other cultures and other religions? Hmm? This is an honest question, something you really got to think about there. Okay, let me see. What my third question was: how is it any different, believing or not believing in extraterrestrials abducting humans? I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm just saying we have people alive with us today. Okay, people that have been on TV shows, people that have check this out. Some of these people have taken lie detector tests and pass them. Whatever you believe about passing the test or not, the point is, we have science in place to be able to tell a lot better if a person is telling the truth or not. We have procedures and things in place that will help us to know whether a person is being deceitful, whether or not a person is being honest with us. And with this technology, there are a number of people alive on this earth today have gone through the process and they are considered to be truthful. Okay? So, to those who are believers, do you believe them? And they're not supposedly talking about it. They don't even say it's a miracle. They're talking about something that technically it doesn't violate any laws of nature. It doesn't. It's not that you know outrageous, really. In some sense, they're not talking about something that violates the laws of nature. Maybe some high technology. So think about that. Why don't you believe them? Now that does nothing for you as a question unless you are a very, very brutally honest with yourself. Okay, you got to be brutally honest with yourself if you're going to have that question do anything for you. You should believe the people that have been abducted by aliens. If you can believe something that happened 2,000 years ago, and let me say this on my platform about history, because I love the way the scholars put it, and I really didn't think about it this way until Bart Ehrman kept saying it. Historians can't, depending on what they have as evidence, stay away from telling you what definitely happened. They can tell you what probably happened or what probably didn't happen based on the evidence. Because you cannot put it in a test tube and test it. The events are gone. It is the past. It is the history. You cannot get it back. So you have to go on the evidence that you have and say, based on what we have, this is what most probably happened. Or we're 99.9% sure this right here is the case or not. So you have to keep that in mind when doing history, because some of us were very dogmatic in our views, especially even with history, never realizing that's not how it works. But now there are some things you can be sure about. Now, I mean, you know, find artifacts and it says what it says. You got the hieroglyphs, whatever it is. There are some things you can be sure about, but there are other things you can't be so sure about. And part of that not so sure category, is an extraordinary claim that an individual rose from a grave 3 days after being crucified. Yet the evidence is not proportional to the claim. Okay. I am that I am, true and living God. Are you saying that about yourself, Peter? Because you said I am that. No, you're not saying that. Yeah, but I am. I am exactly who I say I am, Peter. So, having said that, let me see. Four. If you believe miracles are true, please ask yourself an honest why. That's what I started with, right? If you're a person here, Peter, you should ask yourself this question. If you believe, guys, you here too. If you believe that the miracles are true, look in the mirror and honestly ask yourself, Pete, why do you believe that? If you believe that, that is cool. You can believe whatever you want. I can believe whatever I want. Anybody can believe whatever you want. I'm asking you to ask yourself, why do you believe what it is you're saying you believe? How did you arrive there? Maybe you arrived there just because it's all you've ever known, okay? Just be honest about that. Is that all you've ever known? Is it? If it is, that's okay. If that's all you've ever known, that's okay. And what's not okay is to think that all you've ever known is all there ever is to know. I think you should, if you're honest with yourself, if that's it, if that's all you've known, now go and know some more. Okay, go and read some other literature. Okay, travel a little bit. Okay, and go see what other people are saying and compare to your reasons for believing. What if the reasons you believe something, you can find equal reasons elsewhere? Should you believe that too? You got to ask yourself these honest questions and stop being afraid. Okay, stop being afraid. Afraid of what? Not afraid of hell, not afraid of losing respect of friends. I'm saying stop being afraid of the truth. Stop. People are just afraid of the truth. Does it hurt? Yes. But you don't have to be afraid of it. Okay. It'll help you mature when you stop being afraid of the truth. Okay. So let me see here. Um, I'm gonna end up doing that debate review at some point. Again, this was the debate, and I wanted to give another quote before we get out of here. I don't care what you say about this guy. He was articulate, and I miss him. I wish he was still here to give us some of his wittiness. The Hitchens razor. Let's talk about that. What can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. Christopher Hitchens. Most of y'all probably already know him, so I'm not gonna talk. If you don't know him, just go look him up. But I think that this razor, this statement that he made, it's true. It makes sense to me. Let me go back to the comments. Maybe it doesn't work for y'all, but let me know why. Because if you are a Christian and you're asserting this person's going to hell, or not even that, you're asserting they're going to heaven, okay, things of that nature, or they're able. You got faith healers today that claim their power comes from Jesus. Okay, if they are affirming that, if they're stating that, if they're claiming that, okay, and they're doing it with no proof, then why should I really believe you if you don't have any evidence? I can dismiss you just as easily. If you get to say to me just as, hey, you know what happened, you should believe it, I can say, no, it don't, and I don't believe it just as easily. That's what this razor is saying. That's what Christopher was teaching us, and I think it made a lot of sense. And when it comes to this topic about miracles and do these things really happen, just because you cannot explain it doesn't make it a miracle. It simply means you don't know. You can't explain. Just like my post, I think I had a post up last week. When you're talking with a, let's say you're talking with a Christian, and the Christian, and you're asking them some questions about certain things happening, or why did this happen in the Bible? That, but whenever the answer comes back to you, that only God knows, only God knows. That is them admitting, because some of them don't like to admit they don't know. It's like it's a disease. It's like it's a shame to say, I don't know. Well, that is the Christian, I don't know, when they say only God knows. So they trust that there's something outside of themselves, an entity that has all the knowledge and all the power and everything. Okay. And they're secure in that, they're comfortable in that. But to the believer, recognize what you're doing. You're just simply making something comfortable, or trying to make it comfortable, because you are uncomfortable with I don't know. Get comfortable with not knowing, okay? And get comfortable with being honest. And I think things will be a whole lot better. Um, Listen, y'all, I've got some more shows that I'm gonna be trying to put together. We're gonna be having Dr. Michael J. Thomas back soon. Doc, I'm gonna be getting, but we're waiting for him to get settled. Um, and everything where he's going to be. So keep a lookout for that. Those of you who heard him on last time talk about his trip to the Vatican some years ago, we are still on the hunt for some geologists and some geophysicists, maybe even. We're going to have this talk. I want to have this scholarly talk on the flood of Noah, because I want Christians to understand what's being said here, because there are reasons those of us who used to be believers are not believers in it. Everybody has different reasons. My reasons have to do with the evidence. Okay, there, it just doesn't work, and miracles cannot be used as evidence. You can't use it in a court case. You can't use miracles. That's why a miracle. That's why it happened, Judge. A miracle to the jury. Well, it didn't go down that way. It went down this way because it was a miracle. You can't use that, right? Anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. So just thank y'all for joining. Y'all need to go over to the YouTube channel. This is there. Y'all go over there and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got to keep building. We on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We are a little over 200, and thank y'all very much for that. I'm going to be coming back doing again. We're going to do a full review of the debate on the resurrection between Dr. Mike Acona and Dr. Bart Ehrman. And then I still have some books I'm trying to read. I'm just so busy right now, y'all, because I want to start giving y'all the book reviews, and we will have those here on When the Pastor Has Questions, or maybe we'll call that segment something a little different on The Voice of Eli. So I think I'm good. I think I covered everything. Peace to everybody that was on here. Love y'all much. Thanks for the support. Peace to the Texas Goddess. Peace, Neo X. Good to see y'all. Peter, I would be happy to talk with you, my man. If you want my number has not changed. I know your sister got it, so my number has not changed. And like I always say, truth is my only religion. Love y'all. Peace.